Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sayyida Alina Batul and I'm a foundation level student in Rahan School. So today I'm going to ask some questions from Maya and she have to give me answers in words. So Maya, today I'm going to ask you some questions and you have to give me answers, okay?
Got it. Happy to answer your questions about sorry and not sorry. Fire away.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm
my
here when you're
first
ready.
question from you. So my first question from you is, what does sorry not sorry actually mean?
It's a bit of a paradox, right? Saying sorry, not sorry essentially means you're acknowledging something you did might have upset someone, but you don't actually regret your actions or apologize for them. It's like an
Okay. So my next question from you is, when is this phrase usually used?
when is the phrase used? It's often
Yeah.
said in a kind of defiant way. Someone knows their behavior caused trouble, but they don't care or aren't willing to change. You'll also see it used humorously, especially when someone's being unapologetically themselves or doing something a bit rebellious. It's kind of like owning up to mischief without taking responsibility.
Is it a real apology or not?
It's definitely not a real apology. A real apology shows remorse, acknowledges harm done, shows willingness to make things right. Sorry, not sorry is the opposite. It acknowledges you did something others might not like, but implies you stand by your actions and don't actually regret them.
Okay. So now tell me, what emotions does it express?
Got a few emotions mixed in there. There's probably some defiance for sure, a rejection of guilt or shame. There's often a bit of self justification, like saying, I did this, and I'm not going to pretend I regret it. Maybe even a bit of smugness about standing your ground.
Why do people say sorry if they don't mean it?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's habit. People have been taught to say sorry as a reflex, even if they don't feel it. Others might say it to diffuse a situation or seem polite, even if they don't really mean it. Sometimes it's about social pressure, saying what they think the other person wants to hear to avoid conflict.
How is it different from a sincere apology?
Huge difference. A sincere apology shows real remorse. You feel bad about what you did and want to make it better. It involves taking responsibility for harm. Sorry, not sorry is the opposite. It acknowledges you caused reaction, but shows zero regret or desire for repair. One is vulnerability, one is defiance.
Can this phrase be considered sarcastic?
Absolutely. It's actually pretty common to use sorry, not sorry sarcastically, basically as a way to call someone out for overreacting or to playfully tease them about something they're getting upset about. It's like saying, I caused some drama, but honestly, you're overthinking this.
Okay. So Maya, my next question from you is, what tone is usually used when saying it? What tone is usually used
Sa-
when saying it?
It's almost always said with some kind of attitude, um, like maybe confidence or just casual dismissiveness. People usually say it like they don't actually care about the outcome or about people's feelings. There's rarely any sincerity.
Okay. So my next question from you is, what tone is it more common in speech or writing? Is it more common in speech or writing? Is it more common in speech and writing? Can you hear me? So, Maya, my next question from you is it more common in speech or writing?
I'm all
Sorry, not sorry.
It's way more common in speech because of how it sounds when you actually say it. Kind of defiant or sarcastic. You don't
Okay.
really get that same feeling when you read it.
So now tell me, how do listeners usually react to it?
The reactions are all over the map, honestly. Sometimes people laugh if it's said playfully, or recognize it as a boundary, like someone owning up to a little bit of trouble without caring. But it can also rub people the wrong way if it's used seriously, making it sound like you're dismissing their feelings. It
Okay.
depends heavily on context and who's saying it to whom.
So can you tell me when did this phrase sorry not sorry became popular?
Yeah, let me quickly check that out. hmm So it sounds like the early 2000s with a real boost around 2010 when social media like Twitter took off. It's definitely a millennial phrase that became pretty widespread thanks to platforms where people could be sarcastic and expressive online.
When does this phrase originate from?
Um, Let me look into that for you. So it's a bit complicated. They all the actual origin isn't pointed to one thing, but around 2001, there's this early instance of someone using it in an online thread. Then in 2004, a rock band called Amen released a song with that title, but it really took off in the 2010s with social media. And Demi Lovato's 2017 song "Sorry Not Sorry" actually gave it a bit of a rebranding towards self-empowerment too. So it's got a pretty interesting evolution.
Was it used before social media?
Let me find that out. So before social media blew it up, it was used a couple times, like that online forum post in 2001, and also in a song by the band Amen in 2004. It wasn't widespread, though. It really needed platforms like Twitter to become part of everyday language.
Okay, so now tell me, how did the internet influence its spread?
Let me see. Basically, the internet, especially Twitter, let it spread like wildfire. Social media gave people this quick way to express sarcasm or defiance. It just caught on because of how easy it was to share and spread across those platforms. That's how it became so widely recognizable.
Did celebrities help popularize it?
Let me quickly check on that. It com- Demi Lovato, especially her 2017 song, with that title, basically rebranded it into something more about self affirmation rather than just being a sarcastic reply. Plus, Tyler, the creator, has a song called Sorry Not Sorry too. And Naya Rivera even wrote a memoir with the same name. So, yeah, celebrities definitely played a big role in getting it out there and giving it different meanings.
Has it appeared in songs or movies?
Just checking on that for you. Oh, yeah, you've got Demi Lovato's massive song, but then also songs by people like Bryson Tiller, Tyler, the creator, Lil Yachty, and DJ Khaled. And it's appeared in media too. There's a documentary called Sorry Not Sorry, and even an episode of The Simpsons used it as a title, plus a Korean TV show and some short films. So definitely lots of cultural references out there.
How has its meaning changed over time?
Give me just a sec to look. It's definitely had a shift. Initially, it was pretty sarcastic, like, yeah, uh, I did that thing that bothered you, but I don't actually care. And with artists like Demi Lovato using it for their songs, it's transformed into more of a self affirmation about owning who you are and not being ashamed of it. So it's gone from sarcastic dismissiveness to kind of empowering self acceptance.
So, can you tell me, is it a modern slang phrase?
Double check. Yeah, it's pretty much a modern slang phrase. It emerged around the early 2000s with the rise of internet culture and really blew up with social media like Twitter around 2010. And it keeps popping up in songs and pop culture. So, yeah, it definitely feels like a modern expression.
Is it which generation it the most?
Just one sec while I check. Looks like teenagers and Gen Z, they're the ones really driving it. It fits that sarcastic humor vibe that's popular with that group, and they're the ones who grew up with it, spreading all over social media. It's just naturally their tone when something doesn't bother them.
Has it been added to dictionaries?
Let me find that out. Yeah, it's actually made it into some official dictionaries now. Cambridge Dictionary defines it as an idiom used in a humorous way when you don't feel bad about something. So it's
Okay.
definitely becoming legitimized as a real phrase now, not just slang.
So, Maya, my next question from you is, why is this phrase popular on social media?
I need just a moment to look that up. Let me check that out. It seems like it's popular because it's pretty much a perfect way to express being unapologetic about something, and that fits really well with the whole tone of social media where people are comfortable being direct and expressing their opinions. It got started in the 2000s on Twitter, especially, and even brands are using it now, kind of tongue in cheek, to show off how good they are. It hits that sweet spot between humor and confidence that people seem to respond to.
How do influencers use sorry, not sorry?
Wait, are you asking what the influence of schools is on it or how to get schools to talk about it? I'm not
No.
quite clear on that.
How do influencers use sorry, not sorry?
Let me grab those results. Looks like influencers use it in different ways. Some do those non apologies where they're like, I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way without actually admitting fault. Then there's performative apologies, which are basically showy apology videos that don't feel genuine. But also some have taken it playfully, like making mock apologies for being really good at something. This one started in the Philippines and has caught on in India. So it's kind of versatile for them.
Okay, so now tell me, is it used more in captions or comments?
Let me double check on that. It seems like it's used more in captions, actually, especially on Instagram. That makes
Oh,
sense because captions let you really make. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
yes. So my next question from you
Go ahead.
is, what hashtags are often used with it?
Just check in what comes up. Looks like dumps. Sorry, not sorry is the main one. It shows up a lot when people are happily sharing big news like engagements or weddings. But people also use it in a humorous way or if they're being a bit rebellious about something too.
Does it make posts more engaging?
Let me see. Looks like. Yeah, actually it can make posts more engaging, especially if brands use it in those fake apology campaigns that are kind of attention grabbing. But it's
Okay.
getting kind of common now, so might not work as well as it
Okay.
used to for brands.
So now tell me, why do
For reg
people like using bold phrases online?
Give me just one moment. People use
Okay.
bold phrases because it helps stuff stand out, especially important parts or instructions. It makes long blocks of text easier to read when we're just scanning for what we need. Plus, you can use it to show emotion, like adding emphasis when you'd usually change your voice to sound passionate or urgent.
Can it go viral easily? And why?
Let me check that out. It can actually, yeah. Because the whole point of getting things to go viral is grabbing attention fast, and bold phrases just stand out. Plus, when people are scrolling quickly, they're looking for things that are easy to scan, and bold text does that perfectly.
Is it sometimes used for humor?
Could you clarify what you mean by used for human? I want to make sure I'm understanding your question correctly.
Humor. Humor.
Ah, for humor. Let me check if it's used in funny ways.
Okay, Maya, so my next question from you is why do people avoid direct apologies?
One sec, let me see about humor. There's a lot to it. A big thing is people think apologizing makes them look weak or gives others a chance to blame them more. Some people really struggle with separating their mistakes from who they are as a person. So it feels like admitting you're wrong means you're a bad person. Plus, there's ego stuff, wanting to protect how we see ourselves.
Does this phrase show confidence or arrogance?
Let me quickly look that up. Let me get those results. It's actually both. A lot depends on whether you genuinely don't think you're at fault or whether it's more about being arrogant and not wanting to admit you made someone feel bad, especially if you think you're better than them. So it can be self confidence or arrogance depending on where it comes from.
Okay, Maya, so my next question from you is why do people enjoy being unapologetic?
Let me check that real quick. It's about freedom, I guess. People like being able to live authentically without constantly worrying about whether others approve or if they're doing the right thing. It's empowering when you can just be yourself without fear of judgment. And those people tend to attract genuine connections that way. It's about setting boundaries and being comfortable in your own skin.
So, Maya, tell me, how does it affect relationships?
One sec while I look that up. It really depends how it comes across. If you're stubborn and refuse to admit when you're wrong, it damages trust and makes relationships distant. But setting healthy boundaries and apologizing for simply being yourself can actually be healthy. When someone is always faking apologies, they can feel. Mhm.
So, Maya, my second last question from you is it passive aggressive?
Let me look into that. Actually, being unapologetic and being passive aggressive are different things. Someone who is being truly unapologetic just owns their choices. There isn't some indirect hostility hiding under it. Passive aggression is when you express stuff through moods or acting out without actually saying how you feel.
Okay, Maya, so my last question from you is can it create misunderstandings?
Just grabbing some answers quickly. Absolutely. Even if you're confident in what you said or did, people might still take it the wrong way if you come off as too blunt, or maybe they just misinterpret your intention. Communication can be messy, even when you're not trying to be sneaky about it. So misunderstandings can happen.
Okay, everyone, this was my session with Maya. I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Alina Batul. Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.